Someone actually caught a really big fish in the lagoon.
Oh, wow.
So good job to them. Hopefully they released it.
No doubt they did, and you might be surfing with it later. We'll see you in the Legends Heat coming up
Yes,
after the
big
men,
day.
after the women, sorry, and after the round of the Heat 8. Watching the conditions, but it's George Pittar who started off nice and early.
Yeah, George here. Just a couple of cracks on the back end here.
Yeah, absolutely. And another Brazilian out in this heat, Miguel Pupo, but this is George Pittar looking for the right now. So this looks like a nice alley right. Two-turn combo.
We can do a good air and get a great score in a poor wave, so I was trying to do that without priority, and this time I didn't land it, but that barrel, luckily I got the score, a good score on that one. It was really hard inside the barrel.
And yeah, it sucks when that happens.
And here goes Miggy Pupo, just under priority, trying to keep busy, trying to pluck one of those left-handers away from George Pittar.
A few days ago, there was so much sand, like you said, on that inside bank, but it just goes into deep water really quickly. As we see George on an outside left.
A nice re-entry there for George, just good for the one turn. But backing up that 4.33 he got on the wave previous on the alley right. And let's talk through this replay here, Flick.
Yeah, so this one here is just one big backhand belt. Great technique. And super critical. Released the fins there. Got a little bit of a slide. But, I mean, look out if he gets to...
Both of his scores yesterday were based off one-turn waves. So it's sort of knowing that a one-turn wave could be in your top two or your best wave by the end of the heat.
That first turn is setting up this big crack and just falling out of the back of the wave there for George Pittar. Obviously the board's under his feet and doing extremely well. One of the smoothest surfers we've seen on here on the Challenger Series, rolling the dice on this wave, and that one, he may still regain priority though, bogging the rail, and he'll maybe shoot straight back out before George does. Down in Manly, a few beaches to the south, and under priority, Miguel takes off, but George using his priority up and over in that one, and he just comes off, but perhaps a strategic move to keep Miguel off that and delay his intro into the heat, Felicity.
As we see Miggy.
Oh, gouge in the pocket, and he goes down again. So that's his fifth incomplete wave, and there's Sammy Pupo, his brother. And these guys vying for crucial points on this tour to get on the back onto the championship tour. And here goes Miguel Pupo, and finally sticks a wave. That's his sixth attempt, and he rides out on his feet, and he's back into this heat, Laura.
This one doubled up, and he was like, whammy, let's go. Into the lip. Came down so clean, he just knew how to get that completion. You could tell he was like, all right, let's go. Back on, and then he was... Judges showing what they are after today. They want to see people just sending it into those.
Oh, he stays on his board. George Pittar, opening slash there, getting up down the line, maintaining some speed. Second turn there, and that one didn't feel good from the onset.
You know, being caught up so far at the start of the wave. As Miggy swinging.
Here he goes, on a roll. Highest heat score of the day, highest wave of the morning. Oh! He goes to round two, and he's unable to ride out of that one. A thicker, meatier section. You could see the anticipation from his brother.
Totally. I mean, fired. If he'd been able to pull that off, it would have been a really high scoring turn.
Here he goes, eighth attempt here. Miguel Pupo needing a 3.43. Foam section there, looking for more down the line. A little foam climb to finish. Not as extravagant as that last wave or the one before, but...
Really interesting here. I mean, this wave, smaller wave, carving manoeuvre. He's only trying to get a 3.43 right now.
It's hard. I feel like sometimes the judges, when you're really forcing that score, I don't know, it's going to be close with that one. He got one good carve, but...
Oh, that was nice.
As we see George.
Pittar riding out of that one. He's got a low of a 4.33. The North Stain surfer, he's got his support crew on the beach right now, and this heat's starting to get very interesting.
I read it even with these scores not dropping in yet. Let's have a look at this one from George. So he gets a carving manoeuvre there, and he gets through this little lumpy section and gets a finish.
It is tricky, and here he goes. George Pittar has to make way for the guy with priority, Miguel Pupo. Nice carve manoeuvre, get things started, goes on a lip line, and he rides out, and that will be the score, you'd have to think, a 3.43.
Yeah.
And you can see finally some elation from his brother, Sammy Pupo.
Had so much clean face. It sort of double it up here in the rip, that one nice carve. And at this point, you could just tell he was like, I just need to finish this.
Yeah.
Just precision timing. He got that end section correct this time. And critical, clean, smooth surfing for Miggy, and he knows it. If you just tell that wave, as we see George on the defense, you'd have to think now.
Yep, up into the section. And doesn't quite right out of that. He came back down with some control, but you can sort of see his body language.
This is the one where we're going to see big scores, but I think the small scores are just telling of just how difficult it is.
Last 10 seconds, George up and radical wipe out there from George Pittar, putting everything on the line, and Miguel with priority took off inside it. Miggy gets the jump on Norstain's George Pittar. Miggy will move through into the quarterfinals, and George Pittar will leave with 3,300 points and a 9th place finish here at North Narrabeen.